Okay, so interesting. I think there is quite a bit of lag. But we're all here now, so hello. How are you all doing? It'd be great if anyone can let me know what the lag is when I'm talking, because it felt like I was waiting for about a minute before everything came up. But it might be a little bit quicker. So yeah, let me know. But how are you all doing? It's quite hello. It's quite early for some of you. You were doing like a 6 a.m. live stream. Like, I mean, I'm just about awake at that time, but you know, you were very coherent considering like the time that you were up. So bravo to you. Amazing. Okay, well, I'll let everyone come in who's going to come in. Okay, so there's 12 of you watching now. Oh, 7, 8. Well, yes, but it was 6 a.m. when he started his stream, wasn't it? So, still, dude. Like. But yes, okay, so what I was thinking today, we're gonna try, fingers crossed, I'm not sure if it'll happen, finish the short story that we're working on at the moment. So The Wolf in Red, the first in kind of a mini series that I'm working on that are kind of like a horror-ish vibe. Little Red Riding Hood, like, we'll see how far down the horror we get today. At the moment it's been relatively tame. But yeah, it's exciting, and I'm going to try, because I know a lot of you who are new to Novelcrafter, say hi if you're here for the first time. I know that a lot of you have projects that you've already started working on, and so you might have like manually inputted your data or like your chapters and summaries and all that lot, but then you're kind of like, okay, well, what do I do now? Where do I start? We go into The Wolf in Red. I've kind of been going on I'm going to pop every short story in its own silo chapter. We got about 3,000 words done last time, so I'll give a quick recap of what we did last time, and then yeah, just see how things are going. You know, we're gonna brainstorm. There's a few characters that I want to brainstorm with in Tinker, a few locations and that kind of stuff. So we're gonna play around in Tinker, then try and determine how we want the story to end, get some beats made, and yeah, just dive straight into the prose. Like, I'm excited. So what we have so far, for those who haven't seen the first live stream, is kind of like a mini prologue where kind of a 10-year-old Red, you know, the age she would have been in the original fairy tale, is, you know, she gets into a bit of a fight with her classmates and storms off into the forest. She wanders from the path, which she's been told never to, and then after chasing some fireflies, she sees some strange golden orbs. Then goes and bites her, and being a 10-year-old that doesn't necessarily have logic, she decides that the best way to respond to this is to bite the wolf back. And she passes out, and then it's 10 years later and she's still alive and seems to be somewhat changed. So the second scene that we worked on was Red. We have a few of the wolves in the pack, and they are kind of prowling the forest. We have a little bit of a backstory that I kind of added in since the last time, just for cohesion. And then I'm just going to delete this because this was the other version. They see some miners. They're kind of a bit like, oh, is this good or not? And they kind of use Red as a tell on what humans will do. They kind of inspect them. However, because it's the daytime, they decide to do nothing. And then I kind of, for the horror aspect, I feel like we kind of almost need the victim's point of view. So the next part of the short story is going to switch to someone that we've colloquially termed as Peeing Man at this moment, because we have no other name for him. And I think at that point we're gonna go into Tinker. So in the Tinker interface, you see your past 5 conversations if you've got any. You can also view these in the chats segment up here. And you can also start a new thread. So before you do any typing, you want to select the AI that you choose to use. So as standard, there is the general purpose and the scene beats from summary. So for the scene beats from summary, you literally just copy and paste your chapter summary in and it will generate about 12 beats. You can also edit any of these AI prompts. So if you go on the little cog, it takes you to the same menu that this AI button here does. And you can kind of edit any of the prompts that you want to kind of give you what you want. So I've made a few that, or edited a few that will take kind of brain dumps on a character or an item or a location and kind of make it a little bit more cohesive. These are adapted a little bit from, I think, from Hanabi's. But for this now, we are just going to go for the base. I'm going to just do them in my horror prompt, which the only difference is I've said that you are an editor and writer of horror fiction, just to try and prime the AI to be using more of that stuff. I'm going to go for GPT-4, mainly, well, do I do analytical or creative? I'm going to go creative GPT-4, which I believe is just, so if you look here, the difference between analytical, creative, and default. Oh, okay, so these are using, so I'm going to make sure that's using OpenAI GPT-4 preview. You can see that the temperature differences. And that's the main change. So here I'm just switching from GPT-4 to GPT-4 Turbo because that model is cheaper and has a better context window, but mainly the cheaper bit for now. So now I've got that sorted. Actually, wait, I'll show you the horror. It also says there, you specialise in writing horror books. They'll ask you questions about your story and you'll answer them, giving suggestions. Basically, I'm just, yeah, telling it horror. Tinker. Select AI. General purpose horror. Creative GPT-4. So I'm first of all going to kind of go into, actually I'll let you guys decide. Would you like me to look at, so there's 3 things I want to do with Tinker kind of to start with. I want to flesh out the wolf pack to get personalities, appearances, etc, etc. The same with the miners and any key miners that are there that will end up, you know, during the piece. So that I can then update the codex entries. But I also want to brainstorm some information about the locations and get some alternate progression. Yeah, do you want me to like brainstorm about the wolves, the wolves, the places? Let me know. Oh, it helps that we have captions because I can then see on the live stream where I'm up to. Okay, well, if there's nothing decided, I'll just go, oh wait, my vote is to start out with locations, then you know the people you'll need for it. Okay, yeah. So, I'm going to go for context, scene context, chapter 1, scene 2. That is the scene from last session where they first view the mining area. So I'm going to type in, please help me brainstorm the location in the woods where the miners are setting up camp, ready to mine for supply, I don't know, mineral. You decide which. This likely occurs in Europe, as it is set in the Little Red Riding Hood universe. Describe the camp and the mine in detail. And then send. Okay, so yep, so it knows where Little Red Riding Hood. I was pretty sure it was in Europe, but you know. Okay, so yeah, mineral. Okay, I mean, I like the irony of wolframite. Yeah, I changed the GPT-4 to have on my custom prompt to have the turbo. So I realized that when I was showing off the temperature parameters. Okay, so let's have a look. So yeah, as I was saying, I love the idea that they're seeking wolframite. Like just the play on words and everything. That just, I love that. Okay, so the miners have established their camp in a clearing known as Wolf's Hollow, a site of local folklore and superstition, said to be in the den of spectral wolves that guard ancient secrets beneath the earth. The location is a natural basin surrounded by towering pines and gnarled oak trees, with a small brook winding its way through the area, providing a source of water for the miners. The camp. The camp itself is a sprawl of tents and makeshift wooden structures, crudely assembled and showing signs of haste in their construction. The central area is dominated by a large tent that serves as the mess and meeting hall, where miners congregate after a day's work. Several smaller tents radiate outward, serving as sleeping quarters for the workers, each with rough bunks and personal effects spilling out onto the ground. A makeshift forge has been set up, billowing thick smoke into the forest canopy, the clang of hammer on metal ringing out as tools are sharpened and maintained. Towards the edge of the camp, there is a pen for mules and draft horses, animals vital for the hauling of equipment and extracted ore. Barrels of supplies, including food. A large, crudely constructed wooden cage serves as an armory for weapons and explosives. Okay, I like the idea of the explosives getting used. Yes, miners and miners do give very different context. I can have a look and see what it is. I'll check on my playground in a moment. So the mine entrance, environmental impact. Okay. Okay, I'm liking this. So I'm going to. So I could save a snippet. I could copy the entire thing. However, I'm just going to myself. I'm going to kind of do it in a bullet point form. So yeah, mining wolframite. So when you're adding in lore stuff or like anything for your codex, I tend to do the most essential stuff that I want the AI to use. However, I'll then regularly modify and look into that to ensure that the AI is not repeating too much, because it does have kind of a tendency to kind of get hooked on one detail. Like in my Hades and Persephone story, Hecate has white eyes, and it was just always mentioning that, and I was like, okay, right. After the first time, first 3 times, you can chill your beans. Okay, and I like that just as a. I mean, to be honest, I might actually just put all of this. I don't think I need to know too much about the inside of the mine, because I'm not sure if we're going to go there. If we do go into it, we'll have a look. That would have helped if I'd put it all in the right thing. I was wondering why it disappeared then. Okay, I will now quickly have a look and see for Victor how much that cost, just on a private tab. Usage. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how much. So today I have. That's the first. The first? No, it's the second today. Okay, so it's not noticed my API requests yet. It says so far I've used 34 cents. However, I have been doing other writing today, so I've probably generated 3 or 4 beats, maybe 5 beats of GPT text. So, I mean, pennies. The fact that I've only used 35 cents today isn't too bad. Okay, so now I've got this, I'm going to then make a new chat. Actually, do I? Yeah, I'm going to make a new chat. That's it. To do that, I press chats, new thread, and then I chose to open it in here. However, you can use your Tinker while in the other interfaces. So with Novelcrafter, it's a little bit down to personal preference depending on what prose you like as an output. Like, I really like GPT in general for kind of brainstorming, and then depending on what novel I'm writing, depends on what I use in terms of the AI. So for my romance novel, I really like using Claude. That gives me prose that feels appropriate for what I'm doing, because it's naturally a little bit more mushy. Whereas my dystopian fantasy, I use GPT. For this, I've been using a little bit more of Erebos and some of the free models just to show you all. However, I also heavily edit after I've generated the text. So yeah, just have a play around, but you can't really go wrong with GPT in general for just getting something down that kind of follows your instructions. Claude kind of goes a little bit more haywire. Okay, so select AI, general purpose, creative. In the wolf. Actually, first of all, how many wolves are usually in a pack? I think is actually kind of what I need to know first. Okay, 5 to 11 members, some have over there. Okay. So far in the pack, we have brown snout, red, burnt leaf, lazy hunter, scruffy, and sharp tooth. Please develop these. I'm getting rid of red. Develop these wolves in terms of appearance and personality, and then suggest another. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then I don't know, another 6 wolves that might be a part of the pack to keep it harmonious. So kind of how I've been seeing this, I kind of feel that well, Sharptooth especially, the wolf that transformed red, was also once a human, and kind of the more that they transform, kind of eventually they go more wolf-like over time, and stay in their wolf form more. That's kind of my headcanon. Yep, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to pop that in the codex. Okay, that is adorable. I love burnt leaf already. I'm going to headcanon as well that Lazy Hunter is a fan of using humans' tools to make his own life easier. He will take any advantage he can get. Shop. And Scruffy. Okay, now let's have a look and see what I think of... Oh, and so you can see also all the Wolfpack members have that as a tag. I might also give them a colour. I'll have a think. Okay, let's see these other wolves and if I'm going to put one. Yeah, why not? Quickfoot is allowed in. Okay, I like Thornsnarl. Just that word. Anyway, Thornsnarl. That's quite cool. Thornsnarl. And one more Featherpaw. Okay, so no, not Featherpaw, because we've already said that Sharptooth was there looking after the babbies. Okay, I like Silent Whisper. That sounds like it should be like, I don't know, a pillow brand or something. Silent Whisper. Or like like a mattress or a pillow brand. Okay. If I want to group them in colours, I can just go bloop. And then I'm going to make all the wolves brown. Actually, I might make Sharptooth orange. Show her closer bond with thingy. Okay, so I can take that, make the wolf back. Check. Okay, brainstorm miners. I'm going to stay in this page, I think. Do I? No, actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the what's it? Wolfpack brainstorming. I'm going to go back to the miners camp. Open thread. Please brainstorm 10 characters that might be a part of this camp, including Hangman. Please also give him a name. The story is set in, I guess, medieval times? Let's say medieval times, and so descriptions and names should be appropriate for the time and location. Okay, while that's loading, How is everyone going? Like, for those of you who have just started out with Novelcrafter, like in the last couple of days, what have you been doing? What's like what feature have you like looked at that you kind of like you're like, oh my god, I didn't realize it could do that. I know with me, like I think it was like when Tinker started pulling like data from my story, I was just like, oh, this is so useful because like you can just like pinpoint exactly where you're going, and yeah. Okay. Oh, I imagine they are. Like, I can, yeah, just suddenly like all these possibilities. It's crazy. No, I'm really just. It's so nice to see people like joining in something that you've kind of you've seen it grow, and it's like I feel an ant, like an aunt, not an ant as in the critter, like an aunt, watching like they could go to school. Like, I can't take any of the credit for the actual raising of this child, but by being around, I still feel that secondhand pride. And like Space has done such an amazing job with this. Okay, peeing man. Yeah, sure. That all sounds good to me. I'm sorry, Bale, but you are gonna die. Um, or be unalived. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say that. You're gonna be unalived during this. Copy. Oh. Yeah, the codex has so much stuff in it. Like, I made a deep dive video yesterday, I think, on this, but there's still just you could just go like crazy with this stuff. Like you can even on references, like if you have like a huge character building worksheet, you can like on like Google Docs or whatever, you can type in the URL and just like store it so you can like quick access. Um, oh, don't be afraid to try. Keep trying things out. Like if you break something, that is good because that is the purpose of being a beta tester. Like we want you to go out and find the extremities of what is possible with this software. Like that is literally the point of a beta test. And also it will show when things are available, like kind of mentioned and stuff, which is pretty darn cool. So like if we look at Red, there's Red, Little Red Riding Hood, appearances. You can see all her chapter appearances when she's there in the summaries, her codex entries, snippets, and chats, which is awesome. Oh, I'm so glad that helped, Frederick. For me, it's been the codex. I've been impressed by how it streamlines the process. Plus the ability to select character point of view at the chapter. Yes. Oh my god, that makes such a difference. Like I found, so when I was doing some work this morning on one of my other novels, I forgot to put the point of view in the scene, and oh my god, it made such a difference when I realized my mistake and popped it back in. It just made everything like actually make sense again. Amazing. Yeah, I came from Scrivener as well. That was my kind of main thing. Like to be honest, I only use Scrivener now if I need split screen, but even then, not that much. Camp leader. Yep, that looks good enough for me. Like these are not exactly characters that are going to like last more than this short story, so um I'm hoping there is so if you go in the like if you go on your face, oh shit. Okay, ignore that. But if you go on your face, there's then the voting bit. So you want to vote, upvote that split screen, so Space knows what features we want soon. I don't know how deep the nesting can go. I've never tried. We can give it a go, I guess. At some point. Okay, I like the idea of Matilda, the cook, being the only one who survives this. Because they are too afraid to get close to her with her broom. And I'm not calling him the Hound, but Hugo Vargas. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Okay, then I'm gonna put these under the miners tab. I'm making a new one. Add miners, and you can see how easily this all like just gets added. Like you can just click add, oh, add, oh, and I'll give them all a different color. Let's go blue. Actually, no, I'm gonna go yellow because peeing man. And it keeps everything kind of in like vaguely natural colors. Yellow. So that will do for now. Okay, so brainstorm minors and characteristics, brainstorm update codex entries, brainstorm pack dynamics. Okay, so chats, Wolfpack brainstorming, open thread. So in the pack, red, round snout, burnt leaf, lazy hunter, quick foot, scruffy, silent whisper, sharp tooth, I think it was? Sharp tooth, and thorn snarl, who I've accidentally made into a miner. He is not a secret miner. Please brainstorm the dynamics within the pack. And so for this, I'm then going to make, after this, a, probably in the others section, I'm going to make a pack kind of thing. Oh, okay, is this going for like everyone with everyone? I think it might be. Yeah, we can work with this. So images, I believe that's a future feature, because I would love it. I really want to, so I've got some images that I've been working on for my one of my stories. I really want to have it like them integrated in the story themselves. So it is a feature that is going to come to Novelcrafter eventually. Again, there's just a long line of features that we all want, and Space, bless her, only has so many hours trying to help each other out so much in the Discord forum, because the less time she spends in customer support, the more time she can spend giving us new goodies. Please summarize the entire pack dynamic in one paragraph. Please also suggest 10 names the pack might know themselves as. Okay, I'll go up and show you in a moment once this is finished generating. literally, so I asked how many wolves are usually in a pack, and then I was like, okay, well, these are the wolves we have so far. Please develop these and suggest some more wolves. Like, literally, that was it. I was literally just like, you know, so I kind of gave it some information based on the wolves that I already had, that I'd kind of thought of in the last session, and then was just like, please expand. Okay, let's have a look. Wildwind pack. Let's go for that. New entry. Lore. Might go for. I mean, it doesn't really matter, so I don't know why I'm thinking about it so much. The Wildwind pack. Add aliases, Wildwing, and pack, because I'm only ever going to use pack there. So yeah, at the moment I'm brainstorming, so I've already written half the short story, and I have no idea at all where it's going to finish, so I'm kind of filling up my codex, fleshing that out, making sure I've got all the information that I can then feed into my AI, and then later we'll go back and see how it's going. Okay, so the Wolf Pack, guided by the wise and strategic Alpha Brownsnout, is a tightly knit community. The playful Burntleaf brings joy and levity, balancing out the seriousness of the pack's survival instincts. Lazy Hunters, patience and cunning, Quickfoot's agility and speed, and Silent Whisper's stealth contribute to their efficient hunting strategies. Scruffy, the loyal member, provides consistent support and comfort. The wise Sharptooth, the oldest of them all, offers guidance and comfort with her tales and experiences. Thornsnarl, with his intimidating presence, inspires the pack with resilience and fighting spirit. And finally, Red, the only human in the pack, with her brave and stubborn nature, has won over the wolves and holds a unique position within the pack, helping bridge the gap between humans and wolves. That'll do for now. Plop that in. So, okay. Brainstorm pack dynamics. Check. Brainstorm information about the locations. I think that'll be okay for now. 3 progressions for the short story. Okay, so Tinker. I'm going to go chats, new thread, pop out. Context, I'm going to give it the novel outline. So for reference, if we go into the plan mode, the novel outline is kind of this at the moment. Kind of with the prologue, the 10 years later when they were looking at it, and then there's this third scene that I've not yet written, but I've kind of got planned. So context, full novel outline, select, horror, creative. So then I'm going to go, please read the short story outline provided, and suggest 3 drastically different ways the story could progress. The aim of Red and the wolves is to get rid of the miners, destroying the forest. Please bear in mind this is a horror story, and so the narrative should reflect this. I have no idea how this will do, but I'll give it a go. Yeah, oh, if you wanted me to go over the summaries 1 minute, I'll do that quickly first. So, plan. The summary of the prologue. Little Red scowls as she walks through the forest, tired of the villagers' monotony. Enticed by fireflies, she chases them deeper into the woods, only to encounter a mysterious eye-glowing creature. The creature attacks her, but Red fights back fiercely before succumbing to the darkness. Then, Red, now a grown woman, leads her pack through the forest. Suddenly they encounter a group of loud miners disturbing the peace. Red decides to observe them, feeling the threat of change. She transforms into a wolf to confront a drunken man near the river, but refrains from attacking, saving it for another day. And then scene 3, which I've not written yet, is from Bale's point of view. He wakes up to find himself face to face with a wolf, is terrified, notices a pretty girl standing behind them, but on closer inspection she is not natural. He is interrogated by her about the mines, begs for his freedom. She turns away, allowing the wolves to pounce. So I built the summaries, I mean, partly by myself. What I did was I took the AI-generated summaries and then edited them myself. So if I want to snippet, I'm just going to save my prompt and save this into there as well. I've got it. Then you can go on your little action menu, also known as a kebab menu, summarize scene, and then select your model. So for example, if we go for, I think Mistral's a free model, but you can see, so I'll summarize this with a few different models so you can see how the different models kind of give different outputs. So this is Mistral. Little Red Riding Hood is walking through the forest, feeling restless and envious of her brother's adventures. She sees a fork in the road and decides to take a different path. She pushes through the undergrowth and encounters a group of fireflies. She chases them, ignoring her aching muscles and scratches, until she reaches a clearing aglow with hundreds of winking fireflies. She reaches out to touch them, but they are not fireflies, they are eyes. She backs away slowly, never taking her eyes off the creature's gaze. The creature lunges and pins her down, biting her arm and flooding her mouth with the taste of iron. She refuses to let go and senses a strength within her. The world around her begins to blur, but she awakens to nothingness. So this is kind of like, it's got some things wrong, like from me having written the chapter, but mostly is right. We can go GPT 3.5. So this is much shorter. So Little Red, frustrated with village life, ventures off the usual path, following fireflies deeper into the forest. She chases them into a clearing and encounters a creature with glowing eyes. As she attempts to retreat, the creature attacks, leaving her in darkness after a confrontation. Much more kind of precise, to the point. You can also do it with the other models as well. So like, yeah, just have a play around. I think I probably used 3.5 the most. If you use GPT-4, it costs more, of course, but it is really good, like, in terms of, like, it gets a lot more stuff accurate. So I would definitely, like, if you're not as conservative with your spends, that's the best one, in my opinion. Okay, Tinker, new thread, context, full novel outline, paste. So please read the short story outline provided and suggest 3 drastically different ways the story could progress. The aim of Red and the Wolves is to get rid of the miners destroying the forest. Please bear in mind this is a horror story, and so the narrative should reflect this. Or it should be fine. Option 1, the Sinister Pact. Red discovers an ancient creature bound to a darker recess in the forest. She makes a pact with this entity. In exchange for the eviction of the miners, she'll offer something vital to maintain the creature's existence. Okay. The illusion of salvation. It's an illusion over the camp. Oh, the blood harvest. I mean, I already like just the name. If enough blood is spilt in the forest, the earth itself will rise to protect its domain. Initially hesitant, she realizes the miners pose a great enough threat to warrant extreme measures. She leads the pack on a ferocious onslaught against the miners, leaving only one survivor to spread the tale of the dreadful beast roaming the forest. Emboldened by the spilled blood, the forest begins to come alive. Vines ensnare machinery, roots destroy the miners' paths, and the earth attempts to swallow any new attempts at intrusion. But the forest's newfound hunger for blood is insatiable, and Red must now contend with the savage wilderness she has awakened. Okay, I like this. This is the idea that I wanted. And yes, okay, let's go with option 3. Please expand on this idea, giving 4 to 6 distinct scenes. That Okay, let's see what it does now. I'm very excited. Okay. Okay, so from scene 4, I would cut all that because I want it to end at the miner's deaths. Like, this isn't meant to be, or like that can be in a sequel or something later, but I'm wanting to kind of end it at the horror-y bit, at least for now. Okay, you mentioned, what was it? That Red learns of an old legend. How does she learn this? Please generate or brainstorm some scene ideas for this. Additionally, please brainstorm some story, some scene ideas for chapter 1, scene 3, which is the one from, what was his name? Being Man, but Bales. Check the chat. Yeah, for summaries, 3.5 is perfectly fine. And like, again, it's like pennies. Like, oh, not even pennies. Like, it's fractions of a penny. Let me get back onto my GPT playground. So, oh, I did accidentally use GPT-4 at some point. So I've used 25 cents on GPT-4, 43 cents with GPT Turbo, and it has not registered even any 3.5 usage yet. Activity, let's see it. But it's cool because it you can, like, on OpenRouter it's a lot easier. So on Open, when you do your request through OpenRouter, you can see kind of the input and output for each request, and then how much it costs, and so you can really break down what it does. So for brainstorming, I really need to test if NC is better than. So I have a subscription to GPT Plus as well. I use it. I especially like using it with DALL-E and stuff. And I kind of use both for different things. So you can do everything you do with GPT Plus in Novelcrafter. So if I've got anything that I need to use the codex with or to relate to, then I'll use it in Novelcrafter. If not, I'll plop it in GPT Plus. But yeah, I mean, you can do anything you want, and because you can control the parameters a lot more. So like, you know how I've got you can have like the creative GPT and the analytical GPT, because you can like do all the kind of like parameters like temperature, top heat, and that kind of stuff. So that it gives you more control for creativity. But if you're going to be like sending in a lot of requests and you want a really long chat, GPT Plus is still really good for that. Okay. Okay, I didn't need that many scenes, but yeah, sure. Okay, I kind of like the idea of her going to her gran again. Because I did, so I've mentioned that she still visits her grandmother, but her grandmother has not told her father or anyone else that she's still alive. It's kind of like a little secret. Okay, I like that. Uh, And then if I go... Great thing about this, chat, I can pop these out. Means I don't have to keep switching between tabs. So she was going to do that warning, so... I'm going to edit this a bit, but I'm just popping them into the order, so that I've at least got something in there. Okay, dire warning. I don't know if I'll do it from his point of view, but we'll just plop it in for now. And then let's look at the ideas for scene 3. Ooh, I could have a chase. Oh, I like... Ooh, okay, ideas. Should I let Bale survive this first meeting with the wolves, or should I have them eat him straight away, like, kind of, and he just, like, goes missing and none of the camp know anything about it? Let me know, because I could do either could work, and I'm not sure which one to do, so please give me your thoughts. Why not a little bit of both? So what, have him arrive back to the camp and then die? So he's really wounded? Is that what you're suggesting? Also, Jude, you were there in Akello's stream, I think. I'm pretty sure I heard Akello singing your name. Okay. Yeah, it's fairly injured, losing track, but sees the mine in the distance where he can get protection. Okay, so I've got this. I've got kind of like my mini scene summary done. So I'm going to now select all of this, go back into Tinker again, new thread, select AI, scene beats from summary, GPT-4 Turbo. I'm going to paste the scene summary in, and actually first I'll show you what this will do. So you're a helpful expert plot assistant to a novel author. They'll ask you questions about your story and you will answer them. That's this. And then whenever you're given a scene or chapter summary, develop a list of 12 highly detailed scene beats. I'm going to actually find this. I've found that I don't really like it when it uses those. I end up deleting them myself. So I'm just kind of editing this. So this is how easy it is to edit the prompts. You clone it and then you can just play around. And these are all part of the kind of the default prompt, which I'm going to leave here because I don't want anything to go wrong. The models you can change, so I'm just going to double check all the models. Okay, yep, GPT-4 Turbo, so that's fine. Should I change that to the Turbo? Okay, Tinker. Wolf. Copy GPT-4 Turbo. Bill stumbles upon a house that's empty for a moment. Is the on? Well, maybe that's going to be my new tale of the three bears, and really it's Red's grandma's house, and so the grandma kind of annoyed that someone's been going around stealing stuff, sets the wolves on him, and he gets eaten by the wolves. But yeah, so we've got the prompt. That's all set up. We've got the... we don't need any content for this. We've got the scene there. Send. And we will see the magic. And so like once you've got your prompt set up, or you're using the default prompt, you don't have to like ask it. You can literally just plop in the scene description and keep going. It's beautiful. So there isn't a plan for lifetime subscription plans at this stage. I think because it's kind of ever growing the software, Space was saying that the price would have to be quite high, but there is going to be a yearly plan, which I believe is 2 months free, which is really reasonable. And like you can change your plan at any point. From what I know. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, so I'm going to change this slightly from what... Okay, so I've copied this. I'm going to... Actually, no, Bale can still wake up. Like, maybe they capture him overnight. Okay, yeah. So I'm just copying the beats in here. And then what I tend to do with this is... so I'll / scene beat. And I kind of usually pop in a couple at a time and just see how it goes. I'm just going to see how... That is a good start. I'm going to... so I'm going to give it a go with... Oh no, it's not bad, but I don't know if Space wants to have that as an option or not. Okay. I'm up for that. So if you do 3 dashes, it just makes a line. So I just use that for separating beats. I'm also going to generate with GPT Turbo and see how it goes. I've got a lot of different like settings that I play around with. I usually will use like Claude or GPT, you know, settings I've borrowed off other people. Like, it's a bit of a mess. I need to organize it better. But, you know, at some point. Okay, okay, so GPT-4 is usually like more descriptive. So there's times where I quite like the Erebora's kind of like simplicity, but also always remember to press apply. So you can press apply to pause if it starts going off track, but you want to keep your stuff. Just press apply, and it just applies and cuts off the AI where it is. Before you do any like edits and stuff again, press apply. You can retry, but that deletes anything you've already got, so it's just easier to press. You just enter the / commands like in the text, / and it comes up anywhere in the right section. And yeah, if you do the /, then all the commands come up. So you don't need a. So there's codex additions, continue writing, horizontal rule. So instead of doing the 3 those, you can just add them in through that. Or you can do the continue writing. I mean, that is just really GPT-isms. I quite like bits of. So I do a lot of kit bashing. So oh, okay. I'm not sure how to. So can you add beats any other way? I think there's a way, but I'm not entirely sure. I think there's a shortcut to do it. Let me check. I go onto the documentation. Okay, no, oh no, that was for a snippet. Sorry, we can have a look, but there's no oh yeah, so the vertical bar. Thank you, Corey, for sorting that out. His head throbbed, yada yada, he froze a wolf. Oh my god, heart pounding. Her cloak as blood red. Oh my god, what's it called? Abattoir. Let's see if abattoir. No. If anyone knows how to spell abattoir, let me know. Oh, that's how you spell it. Okay. Yeah, if you've already got tons of brainstorming done, you can upload like your chapters you've already got, or you can copy and paste it into a snippet, or different things like that. Yeah, if you've got more dialogue, you can do prompts. You could engineer your prompt to give it in a more like screenplay format, and then go that way, or you could play around with like yeah, just different prompts and ask it to focus on the dialogue. Okay, so the first little bit we've got from that beat, so that is 300 words of text from 100. So it's not bad. I'm then going to do another beat, so / scene beat. Okay, Bale's eyes widen as he notices the subtle and naturally fluid way the girl moves as she approaches him. Her skin has pallor to it that suggests she's not entirely alive. Her beauty masks something eerie and otherworldly. The light. In the light, her form switches between girl and wolf. He rubs his eyes, certain it is a trick of the light. She is more educated than any of the women or most of the men from his hometown, and that was Eastonville. Okay, I believe that on it. Okay, if I duplicate this. So I know that some of the shorter context windows don't, you need to like change the context or words before in order to use them. So for example, like Ouroboros and some of the free models. So I'm just gonna get rid of all the ones that I wouldn't use. Pop that to the top because I was trying that one out. Okay, that should work. Yeah, so she's kind of like a skinwalker. She's not like a werewolf in the kind of the Western like full moon kind of thing. It's fairly ambiguous as to actually what she is, because she doesn't know what she is. She kind of has kind of, this is awoken in her, or she's become this. So at the moment I'm kind of keeping it deliberately vague. I don't know, I mean, this is going on. Is it finished? Usually, so you can tell if it's finished by if this has stopped spinning. So sometimes, again, depending on context window, they can finish mid whatever. Okay, so I can hide the beat. So Bale tried, but no words came. So I'm just going to rewrite that. Each step holding a cat-like. That would work at least different then. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, werewolves are, you know, they're cool, but I much prefer kind of like, I don't know, the drama of it is, I'm very much the person who doesn't like watching detective dramas on TV because of all the unnecessary drama that happens in like their backstory, like with their wives. They're always going through a divorce. They're like partners, and I just want to know about the crime. And I find, yeah, like she's got no angst about what she is. She is totally cool with this, and it kind of just is very natural, like in terms of how it all happens. He is rude. I have absolutely no idea. I literally started this story last week because we wanted to do something spooky and see like what we could get the AI to write in terms of like stuff. So I have other stories with magic systems that I've kind of developed. Let me take a wee detour. Canary. This is like my main work that I've been working on, and like I've got some bits in like lore about magic items and stuff, but I've not completely filled it up. But so you can do it that way. But I've not really thought that much about the lore in this and like how old magic works. Okay, yeah. Magic. Okay, the next beats. I just realised that I was just sitting there in silence looking at the screen. And I was like, wow, this is so interesting, isn't it? For all 29 of you. Not like Harry Potter. Kind of more, I guess, like if we're going to put it in D&D terms, more sorcerers than wizards or warlocks in kind of the novel that I've been writing. The main book that I've been writing. In this, I guess, yeah. More natural based. Okay, so desperation grips Bale as he struggles to come up with answers that might appease the girl. His voice trembles as he pleads for his freedom, promising anything in exchange for his life. The girl's expression hardens as she turns away from Bale with a dismissive gesture. At her silent command, the wolves' demeanour shifts, and they prepare to pounce. She tells him that if he can reach the camp before the wolves get him, then she will spare his life at the end of it all. He doesn't understand what she means. Arrow... Okay, that's rude. It's summer. Sometimes it does this where it just kind of gets a bit confused and then starts summarizing everything. Or it gives you the dreaded wall of text, which I think is happening now. Okay, no, it's getting some paragraphs. Usually you can tell fairly quickly if you like what something is, but... Can you show a project where you have tons of codex filled in? I'm just curious to see how a project can get and what it looks like, how the matrix and the outline. Yeah, sure. Once. Yeah, that's alright, but I'll generate another one. Porting the Underworld, I think, is probably the most filled in. So here I have, like, you know, my slew of characters, a few locations, lore, and in the matrix view, so you can see when a character is mentioned. So I can also do, in terms of locations, so you can see where something is set, or is mentioned, I guess, in this case. Point of view. So this is a story that's just told with 2 points of view. However, I'll show you one with more complex point of view in a sec. Labels, likewise. So this is my... at the moment, I've got status labels. So we've got characters. We can see when different characters are mentioned. So we've got... Having it in alphabetical order, probably, for this story, isn't as ideal, but you can see, if you go across, like, all the different ones. You can also swap your columns and rows. And so you can see, like, Dementor, the mother's mentioned a lot. Cerberus doesn't turn up in the beginning, but, you know, as the story progresses, he gets more and more screen time. The good boy that he is. You know, Hades and Persephone get mentioned a lot. And Canary... As I feel the need to show you the cover, I'm really proud of the cover. I've been working on that for ages. Yes, plan. Matrix. It's just a little bit slow at the moment because I'm streaming and my husband is on Baldur's Gate, so he's using a lot of internet as well. Point of view. So here I have 4 point of view characters. 5? Right. Oh, that's just no point of view. Okay, so yeah. So you can see here, like, which character point of view. So it's mainly Alexandra and Godrin. Then we get some Silas and some Nemesis as it goes on. Like, there's kind of 2 major points of view, and then the rest are kind of like occasionally there. Objects and items, so I have a few of those. Well, I have 2 of those. So you can see that the inhibitor, which kind of is very related to magic and so gets used a lot, is there. But then the resonance watch only comes in kind of as the plot goes on. I need to add in more of the items. I've just not got around to making images for everything yet. Yeah, the codex is a dangerous wormhole. How many folks? One. There is literally one space. Space is the only person who is actually working on this. Like, there are lots of people giving her requests and spamming her with things that we want, or helping out by being mods and stuff. But she is the only person who is actually working on Novelcrafter. Like, you are not hallucinating. This is her baby that is. Oh my god, it's incredible. I think it could totally work. In terms of D&D creation, you'd have to play around with it, which I know not exactly the answer you want, but like, yeah, I don't see why not. I think once a huge difference for that purpose. I was going to generate another Ouroboros. Yeah, all bow before space. She is incredible. Oh my god, it's very interesting if you look there and then here, how similar the two are. That's kind of, sometimes the AI kind of forgets that the stuff in your prompt hasn't been written yet. Yeah, Novelcraft is great at codexes. Like, it's so much fun to play. That looks better. That looks more like I want. Oh, I didn't. Rude. If you can. Oh yeah, the codex is like so good. Like, it just helps everything work out so much better. And yeah, no, I love the codex. Okay, we are almost at this. Okay, scene beat. His body's sit with. Let's see how. And again, I'm using one of the not censored, moderated AIs. Kind of. Hopefully, it will help with this. As they tear at his flesh. Yeah, let's see. I also find a lot like depending on what you input into the AI, depends on the quality of what you get out. So if you play around with the beats and kind of like edit them yourselves, it will sound more like your language. Yeah, I mean, I'm loving Ouroboros for this, and this is just using the default system settings. Like, I've not tweaked anything yet. A little bit telly, but nothing that can't be like fixed post-production. And I'll edit all of this once like the story's finished. All right, I'll see. I'll generate again. See which one I prefer. But yeah, I mean, like honestly, there is no limit to the stuff that you can put with your codex. So just go crazy. Like stick everything in it, like that you need or you'll need to reference. It'll make such a big difference. Just being able to call it up when it's needed rather than having to think. Like if you name it, it will be there. Um. Oh, apply. I do like that. Others and plans for making. Novelcrafter doesn't have an API. I don't think Space will be the best person to um check. Can Novelcrafter make comics? Absolutely not aware. I think well, there's definitely plans to be able to embed images in the text, or like it's in the requests. I'm not sure about comics or not. Because it's not got an image generator, and because it doesn't, because it's bring your own key as a model, like it's not. Telly is very easy to fix. Just take that telly prompt and make it a scene. Oh, telly is in like show and not tell. Yeah, exactly. So I can fix that in editing, and I'll use a prompt that requests a smaller output. Um, silhouette of a. Uh, okay, let's see how the rest of this chase scene goes. I'm actually really enjoying this. This chase scene is going well, and I hope that what I showed earlier in the live stream on kind of how to flesh out ideas for populating your codex has also helped. Thomas mentioned? No, I need to check. No, it's meant. Okay, I mean that's fine. That's not quite what I was going for. And so before generating again, I'm just going to clarify. To the first line, spluttering for breath, to the first person he comes across. So oftentimes, if the AI isn't giving you what you want, it's probably because you've not given it what it needs to give you what you want. So just play around with it for a bit. Let's see if that helps. I kind of wanted it to be more they don't give him the time of day at all, like he just goes. Okay, yeah, again, a bit telly. I'm gonna try what Akello was saying, actually, and plopping it in. But it is more what I was wanting, so I'll just click apply because I don't need any more of that. So the AI doesn't read down, just reads up, so it should be fine. Let's try this. Generate. Their maps. A map, and it's no, that's following. In the process of designing like maps and stuff, and it's so much fun, but also really complicated, and like it's not the most fun thing, but I also need to know where stuff is, which is something that I completely abandoned in my first draft of the novel. So I need to get okay, I mean there was definitely tangible proof. Okay, I mean like that was gonna be like a nice mentor, but I don't care about that. Okay, well I need to, yeah, again, I need to get rid of the telling, but I think that's probably an Ouroboros thing. Okay, so there we have it from that. How many words was this? From 150 word chapter summary, we have a 2,200 word chapter. Once I finish this short story, I'll put it up on the Discord so people can read it. I'm not sure. I mean, I'd love to do a series of these, so we'll see how it goes. But we've got that chapter done, so now it's time to repeat the process. You can see that this short story is now 4,800 words. So I think this is going to be longer than I had hoped for, or like I had anticipated, given that I originally thought it was going to be a 3,000 to 4,000 story. It's probably going to be nearer to 10,000, but we'll see. I want to work next on this scene where Red visits her grandma, the Hedge Witch. We've not done much on this, so I'm going to create a new thread. In my story, Red's grandmother is a hedge witch who knows that Red is still alive, and the transformation that occurred. She is supportive of her granddaughter and helps her when she can, shielding the girl from the village. Please help depict a character bio for grandmother. Oh my god, Akello, I would love if you did a dramatic reading. That would be amazing. Oh, we could team up for our interview. You could like be the narrator. And we can like, do other random voices. Or, or even just you reading everything would be a dream. Like your voice. You should totally do audiobooks. And then I'm going to ask it to please summarize this in... Yeah, you totally could. Like, oh my god, right? We need to collab on this, Sakello. Like, show the power of AI for a short story and the audiobook on it, and it's going to be so beautiful. So I'm now typing, please summarize this into one paragraph, including only essential information for the AI in order to make a codex entry. Yep, that will do. Character. Grandmother. She is a secondary character. Okay, plan. King of Cool and Anti-Peeps. Hey, yeah, the dream team. Okay, so I'm copying this chapter summary that I've got so far. And then, so we saw like how here, okay, so like here how I had this like little chapter summary and I just popped it in and it gave me more details. I'm going to do something similar. I'm just going to open up this empty thread because it'll annoy me if I've got an empty one. I'm going to go back to the general purpose. Okay, please take the below chapter summary and suggest additional moments that would help flesh out the story. This is scene 5. Please take the below chapter summary. Flesh out the novel as a whole. How would you simulate a timeline or... So, yeah, you could do tags, or if like different chapters have different, or scenes have different times, you can always do like a subheading. I'll show you that in a moment. There are features coming in the future that should be able to help make something like that, but I'm not entirely sure how much I can say. No, yeah, you can use additions and stuff as well. Let's have a look. I'm just waiting for this to finish, and then I'll go show the thing, come back to this. Plan. So you can do, so like here I've got prologue, so if you go on like the little actions menu, you can have a subtitle. And so you could put the time there if you just wanted it, or you could make labels. So you can manage your labels and markers. It takes you to your writing tab, and you could add labels and have different colors for different time periods. Yes, you have temporal settings here, so you can have like time, and it's got like different things, and you can change the details. I like using the subplots a lot, so I can see how they feature. Tinker. Okay, let's see. Certainly to add okay, please rewrite the summary to include a red and grandmother reminiscing the I like that idea of the symbolic entryway idea. I believe that there's it's like either every Friday or every other Friday that the waiting list gets opened up. There was a like yesterday I think was the last batch, but there was like 1,000 people. Well, there was lots. But there's gonna be they're pretty regular. So the things I'm asking it to rewrite the scene, including a few extra things, including Red and a grandma reminiscing about the past. There's a symbolic entryway idea, kind of to show the hedge witchiness, emotional conflict, show the grandmother's worry for her granddaughter. And yeah, sure, I like that parting gift idea as well. No, was it really 620 people? See, we've been having, so as the mods, we were, before we got a bot to do it for us, we'd been having Purple Wars, where we basically spent the entire time seeing which of us could mark the newcomers as beta testers the quickest. Space, of course, won most of the time because she had she was very quick. Oh, okay, this is expanding a little bit more than I wanted it to. I just wanted to add the details. So I'll probably trim this summary down a little bit before can I stop this? Yeah, stop. Keep the summary simple and don't expand with description. Keep it a summary. Trying to write me an entire novel then. Okay, this is better already, to be fair. Because it should always read back. Interest marked. Then my original. Go to the plan. Go to scene 5. Next. And then I'm going to take this into a new tinker. I'll give it the context of the full novel outline. Select AI, general purpose horror. I'll go GPT. There it goes. Copying that. I'm just going to quickly delete bits. Hello, Andrew. When Red talks about the incident with the miners, it says how let's see if it my snippets. No. Oh, the tale says how by soaking the earth with unworthy blood, Yeah, Silver Fox, exactly. You get what you get what you've literally asked for. Oh, I'm so glad, Victor, that it's been helping. Like, I think it's like, yeah, seeing someone do these things and like do them without thinking about it in a way. You're kind of like, oh, that's how that works. Because like it's things that, because I've been using this now for 2 months, I don't think about it. It's like you're riding a bike or whatever. Like you just kind of like click, 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 and it's all good. Okay, let's see. Wait, no, I wanted this to be the beats. Ah, no, didn't mean to do that. Tinker. Oh, thank God. Select AI. Scene beats from summary. So red is because I've got my codex entry for Little Red Riding Hood. And so in here I have red as an alias that comes up. Like she kind of becomes known just as red by the wolf pack because that's the colour she is. So it does mean that anytime the colour red is mentioned, it also gets picked up, but because I don't use red a lot in the codex as a colour, it means that the AI isn't like always reading about it. So it's something that I'm fine with having highlighted. If it was a word that came up more often, like if her name was Wolf and there was a pack of wolves, then maybe, yeah, there'd be an issue, but not really for this. Okay, cool. Yep, right. Copy, plan, so I can get to the scene 5 section. I'm just going to copy the beats in, so I've got them as... So I like to do this just so I've got a quick reference to all the beats, because it never reads down. For the horror genre, honestly, anything that's unmoderated. So I've been using Ouroboros for this because it's quite to the point. And then if you want anything that's more flowery or descriptive, you can add it in yourself. But yeah, you can just play around with it and stuff. Any of the unmoderated models you want. So basically just not GPT, not Claude. I think the rest are okay. If I had the time, but I'm going to just do this quickly, I would make a codex entry for the house, but I don't really have time right now. I just want to quickly... I'm going to try and do a speed generation in the next 5 minutes and see how much I can do. Oh, I remember Once Upon a Time. I didn't watch much of it. But yeah, I vaguely, I do know of it, yeah. Yeah. So I will do this a lot. Like, if I don't like something, I'll just delete the AI generation and try again. Although, to be fair, I've not really given it much to work with. There's not, like, much conversation. So, ideally, I would have had her, like... This is probably a me issue. Because I want her... If I want it to do the thing that I want it to do, I need to tell it what I actually want it to do. It is a very novel idea. Okay, yeah, this is much better. This is much more what I wanted. I need to trim it a little bit, but... Oh, sunlight. Sunlight is something that's always mentioned, and... You can see it paused, and I looked up, and I can see that because this is still spinning, it's still generating AI. Oh, okay, it's designed to start this conversation without me. But it did do... Let's see how many words it... Although it did give me 700 words. Okay, so let's just get rid of that. Damn you, American spelling. So after I've written about this ritual lore kind of fairy tale thing, I would totally add that then to the I would totally like add that to the lore. She paused. Grandmother greets Red warmly, fussing over her and ensuring she is keeping herself safe. Yeah, I like Claude, but I use it through OpenRouter, because that way you can get access to the older, kind of less fussy model and stuff. I mainly use Claude for prose generation, so I don't need it as much through the its own like chat interface now. It depends what you want. So, I mean, like ChatGPT, you can make more creative by like changing the temperature and stuff. Like I find Chat perfectly, or like GPT-4, perfectly functional for anything I need. Yeah, you can try with some of the other models because they are all getting better each time. OpenRouter, so you pay for the AI that you use. Like you pay for so you if you go through OpenRouter, you can have that and not worry about anything else. Kind of in terms of like I can sign up to multiple different providers. Yeah, that'll do. Sorry, I type, but because I can type faster than I can speak. And I can speak fairly fast, but I can't do both. So Red and Grandmother begin to talk about Red's troubles with the miners. She confesses she doesn't know how to proceed without putting Pack in danger. You can see there, it's highlighted Pack. And then I will pop in Gran's tale. I will also have a look and show you I will log into my OpenRouter account, show you my activity so you can see how much all of this has cost me. So this will be anytime I've used anything that isn't GPT. Oh, is it under? No, not under docs. Sign in. That is true. I think that's easier said than done. Space might correct me, but I don't think there's anything there that's going to out me. So I can share this. So you can see what December. So I've used some Claude. I think that was before. So since I started using Mistral and Ouroboros, I've spent, well, that's a 20th of a cent. 20th. Let's play count. 0.002 plus 0.002 plus 0.0015. I'm just kind of rounding these. 0.01. 5 plus 0.006. 7 plus 0.0013 plus 0.0019 plus 0.0021 plus 0.001. So I have used 2.5 cents for all of this that I've done today. So, like, that's crazy. And you can see they're here, like, as well, like, so I've been taking, like, 2,000 tokens input, kind of max, and then it's been going into, well, that one went to 1,000 tokens when it generated the 700 words. So it really is impressive. Okay, yeah, sure, right. Okay, for some reason they've gone into Greek gods, so I would probably edit this to make it a little bit more, like, pagan, I guess? I'd probably regenerate this, but it's kind of getting near to the end of the thing, so I'm gonna wrap up this little bit now. If anyone has any questions, ask them now, or forever hold your peace. But no, ask them now and I'll go through them quickly. However, Doctor Who is on tonight, and I need to have dinner before them. Doctor Who and Strictly are two British staples, and yes. So, does anyone have any questions about the things that I've been covering today, or anything that you want to see again? So yeah, we've got like 6,000 words in this short story, so it's gonna be good, I think. Yeah, so if you go to export, you can do this. Export as a Word document. Oh, thank you, Akello. I'm looking forward to our chat. Oh, that's a different one. So yeah, you can see, so it's kind of exported like this, like, so it has the chapter and then like your individual scenes. It's kind of just as a text document that you can then edit and format yourself. It's been so good to chat to y'all, and I'm looking forward to the next stream. I'm really enjoying doing these, so and it's getting me to write stuff that I wouldn't normally write, so that's always fun. Yeah, see you in the Novelcrafter server.